Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Tom Spark and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you how to install Pi-hole for your network as simple as possible. Now I can guarantee you guys this is going to be the easiest tutorial on the internet. You don't have to be familiar with Docker, you don't have to know what networking is, you don't even have to know what the internet is, you don't have to like Pi, and simplest of all, this is all free for now. All right, guys. So today we're going to be showing you how to install that Pi-hole, and we're going to be showing you right now. No beating around the bush, guys. So guys, today we're going to be installing Pi-hole via this tool called SparkBox. Now you might be saying, Tom, what the hell is SparkBox? Well, it's my own dashboard I made for you guys on the channel. Eventually, it's probably going to be a paid thing because there's so much value and automation in it. But as of right now, if you're watching this video, it's free. The free beta. There's a little bit of bugs here and there, but I have built an entire Reddit alternative to help troubleshoot people. And as of today, we've made 265 comments as a community, shipped 46 fixes, and I usually reply within 20 minutes. So yeah, pretty cool, right? So pretty much what SparkBox is a dashboard you can install on any Linux operating system. You could even install on a VPS, and I have links on my website and in the description down below for my recommended VPS if that's the route you want to go. If you want to install your Pi-hole on a VPS, you could also install on your Windows computer via WSL2 or a Windows sub Linux environment. So you can have a Pi-hole running on your computer if you want. You could also install it on a UGREEN NAS, and that's currently where mine is running. I will not be showing that in this video, but I'll be showing my test box on Hostinger. So guys, what do you do? Well, pretty much all you do is just copy and paste this code on my website. And then it's going to start installing SparkBox very quickly. It's going to give you a bootstrap token. You're going to put that in there, make a password, and that's pretty much all there is to it. Then you're going to be shown this screen. So you're going to pretty much log into your SparkBox, and I'm going to do that right now. So guys, this is a fresh SparkBox installation, and this is what it looks like. It's got a really nice interface here and pre-wired automations built in too. So if you're someone who's looking to have a dashboard for something like the R stack, I've built a pretty much completely automated R stack. All you do here is go to the application section, you go to media, and then you can pretty much install every single thing here. And it's all pretty much automated, auto-configured, everything like that. And it has pre-wired VPN configuration. So you just copy and paste your WireGuard key, and then it pretty much sets up VPN for you. I specifically, for the R stack, if you're interested in that, recommend Surfshark. I kind of like spent the most effort pre-wiring it with this kind of installation because it's the cheapest, the fastest, it supports WireGuard, everything like that. So if you guys are interested in checking out the R stack and Surfshark combined, it's pretty powerful. As you can see here on the homepage, it even has this like little notification when it's live and stuff like that. So that is pretty cool. It automatically works and always connected, protecting your R stack. That's just a little kind of explanation outside of the realm of Pi-hole. But let's get back to Pi-hole itself. Now, as you guys can see here, we have tons of self-hosted applications, and Pi-hole is just one of them. So if you're someone who's looking for self-hosted installations and you don't know how to do it, well, SparkBox and Tom Spark Reviews is the place for you. So as an example, we can look for Pi-hole, and there you go. So pretty much all you do is click install. It's as easy as that, and we'll show you how to do it right now. So the screen is a little too big right now. Let me make it a little smaller so you guys could see. Just it's a little zoomed in there. Now you can see, so we're just going to click install. And then here it's just kind of giving you some warnings like, hey, wait a second. And this is pretty much going to look like, and this is kind of what it looks like too when you install SparkBox for the first time on your Linux environment. It's going to have this cool little art here for SparkBox, and then it's just going to do all this. So pretty much what you're going to do is here, you're going to sit here, twiddle your thumbs, be like, man, I'm so glad Tom did all this work for me. I could set up network-wide ad blocking easily, powerfully, and stuff like that. So if you guys are wondering, what do you do when you have Pi-hole connected? How do you set it up on your network? Well, it kind of depends. But most people, what they do is they go into the router settings and they change the DNS to the Pi-hole's kind of address. Now that address is going to be your SparkBox address. So whatever kind of computer you're setting it up, the IP address of that address. So mine is going to be that Hostinger VPS. For my UGREEN, it's my UGREEN IP address. And that's what we're going to be doing for this video, and that's the IP you're going to be copying and pasting in your router's DNS settings. Now I specifically have a UniFi set up, And you can pretty much do that by going to the network tab and then going to the DHCP settings, server management, and then copy and pasting that IP address there. Save it and then restart your network to ensure it kind of starts loading things into Pi-hole. I'll go ahead and show you my Pi-hole in a second, just to kind of show you what kind of network traffic is getting kind of filtered. And as if you guys don't know, of course you probably do being here, Pi-hole is just like one of the best customizable ad blockers out there. So there you go. Still installing here, so just wait till everything says installed, and there we go. Pi-hole is ready to go. And as you can see here, here is my Pi-hole IP address, and that is really what I'm going to be using. I don't need the port or anything like that. We're just going to copy and paste this specific number. So there we go. So we're going to go to Home tab now, guys. And as you can see, we have all these apps here. I might have accidentally installed the Media tab as well. I think I might have selected it. Perhaps, I'm not sure. But that's just kind of a little preview here. And it already, look, it's already installed my Surfshark. It probably has some lingering files around because I kind of wiped this VPS a couple times. But just as an example, that is what it's going to show you. As you can see here, it automatically set up my VPN for me. I didn't mean to do that. But there you go. That just goes to show you how automated this thing is. Anyways, guys, for Pi-hole, what we're going to do here is you can see my admin password and stuff like that. And pretty much what you do, one of the cool things about SparkBox is, like I said, anybody can use it. So sometimes when you set up something like Pi-hole or some of these services, you might be like, well, what the hell is the password? What's the code? What's the code? I don't know the code to get in or something like that. So I already did that for you. Everything is kind of pre-wired here. Pre-configured. So pretty much what you're going to do is you're just going to, all right, so we just put that password in, push login, and then there we go. And that is easy as it. As you can see, Pi-hole is fully loaded. Now, Pi-hole doesn't really need that much configuration. As you can see, it's kind of like pre-installed with like a pretty good blocking list. So you don't really need to customize it too much. Since this is a beginner video, I'm not really going to go into full in-depth customization just because it kind of works pretty good out of the box. So now all you literally do is copy the IP address of your box. It's not going to be that port number, but just the IP address into your router settings, and you're pretty much good to go. That's all you have to do. Pi-hole is set up and everything like that. I told you guys this would be the easiest tutorial you ever watched. We're already done. Now, if you guys like what you see, if you want to try out the RStack, it's completely free. You could use my VPN. Recommended that I pre-wired the best, or not, use your own VPN. Or if you guys want to put it on a VPS like I did in this video with Hostinger, I'll put a link for that in the description down below too. And if you guys want to check out the community, it's pretty lively already. I think we already got 100 to 200 people already using SparkBox, and I've only had it announced and released for a couple of weeks. So there we go. This is like a growing kind of a vibrant community where everyone's suggestions is helping build the project. Think of it kind of like 3DS modding or something like that. And the reason I use that analogy is someone even kind of said that in the comments. Now, we're not doing anything illegal. This is a completely made operating system, or more like a dashboard from me, everything like that. We're using free self-hosted open source applications, so we're not doing anything bad like that. What, you know, with 3DS, it comes to like the modding scene, it's a little sketchy. This is legit, guys. My own project I made myself. It's not open source because this is pretty much like my main job working on this project now. It's free for now. Eventually we want to make it a paid product with maybe some little bit more features, or once it's fully ironed out on the list, there's less bugs. There's still a little bit of bugs here and now, but like I said, come over to my Demox. This is my Reddit alternative. I built an entire Reddit alternative, not just for this community, but also for other communities as well. So if you go to games, for example, you can see tons of news that auto populates, kind of like a Reddit feed. It doesn't even like need people on the website necessarily, but as you guys can see here, the Demox for Tom Spark box or SparkBox is very active. I've been replying to people, troubleshooting, post your logs here, and people really seem to like it. As you can see, tons of activity here from everybody using it. So make sure to stop by, guys, at the Demox if you need help or you just want to say hi. Thanks for checking out this video, and I'll see you again very soon.